Welcome back, everyone. Embrace your uniqueness. And that's right. That's what we're doing here on this channel. Today, I'm here to talk about how personal development isn't just for some of us. Personal development and self-growth is for all of us. And we can all achieve great things if we're willing to put in the work.
We have to become brave enough to challenge ourselves. We have to become bold when sharing our special story. We all have something special inside. Are we willing and able to make the stand and say, yes, this is the life that's worth fighting for?
I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this channel. I want to thank you for your support along the way. Here on this channel, I love to put my stories of my own self-development, my own personal various stories of what I'm doing, what I'm up to, but also love to reach out to other people and just talk about self-development in general, and also encourage other people for that self-understanding, self-love, self-acceptance, and the growth-minded mindset that is needed to achieve great things in this world. We have the gift of life, everyone, and you have a special something inside of you that you need to share with this world, a gift. And it's not something so grand, and I understand that in this world of self-development, it can get really intense with different people going on social media and just blasting out tons of quotes and tons of positive attitudes and think good, this, that, everything, nothing bad in the world, I'm going, and it gets a little bit intense. I understand that, and it's not that I live my own life in a little positivity bubble and I don't understand the amount of pain and struggle that goes alongside with life itself. But we need to understand that on this planet and inside this gift of life, there's that balance, and there's always going to be evil and hardship and a lot of pain and hurt, but there is an equal amount of good going on in this world, and we need to take time to recognize the good things in this world. So you're not going to find those stories blasting on social media all the time. You're not going to find those stories on the news media outlets all the time, and you're not going to find it mostly by just daily conversation, because most of our excitement and our that craving for what's going on in the world tends to fall into these like big emotional bombastic tragedies, or we like to get excited about the hardships of the world, and we get riled up, and rarely do we just see those day-to-day grinds of the good in the world that are constantly keeping and supporting this beautiful thing called life happening all around us. And it's important to take time. And that's why when we talk about self-development and personal growth, a lot of it does come in these peaceful moments, like in the morning, taking time for gratitude. And if you allow yourself to have those quiet internal reflections on just what you have that's special to you in this world and what you're grateful for, it allows you to just feel just how connected to that positive side of the scale. And remember, the scale is in balance, even though there's tons of tragedies out there in the world right now. Obviously, the climate is a massive tragedy, and just our nature of human pollution and a nature of hurting each other and treating each other poorly, and that hunger and starvation, and you could go down this list with diseases and just misinformation that's out there, and a lot of fear and scarcity. It is there. It is so real. We live in a world that is just profiting off of scaring and putting scarcity and fear mentality into people, because scared and fearful people become great consumers, and people can profit off of great consumers. But it's harder to gain into that world and to encourage just that positive nature, that you are enough and you are full of abundance, and that you actually have way more abilities and way more achievement inside of you if you're willing to take the time to reflect, work on yourself on the inside, be the best version of yourself, and that will just ripple out from you into your relationships, into your community, city, state, and you just understand how that just goes further and further. But it's not as exciting, it's not as dramatic, and it's not as eye-catchy. And I understand that when we go thinking about self-development, there's like these, is it for me kind of feelings? Or it's like, do I really, like, oh my gosh, am I going to be one of those kind of people that are just like floating through the world and I just have like all is good, blinders on, and you don't have to be that. You are yourself, and your ego is what wants you to compare yourself to other people and to what you could have, should have, won't have, don't have. And that's your ego speaking, because it's getting into your brain, and your brain's trying to organize life in a way that keeps it structured and keep you safe, and it wants everything to be lined up and have all the answers for you. But then there's your heart and your soul, and it's what's that driving desire of something that you're passionate about, and you want to start living in your passions. And as soon as you're able to put your passions on the pedestal, lower the voice of hows and the whys and the whens, and just start believing in yourself and knowing that if you do daily things that better yourself, you will encounter a wealth of possibilities and opportunities and happiness. It's there. And it's not for us to ask about how or why or when. It's for us to just pull inside, do the daily disciplines, and work on yourself. And it's that philosophy, that daily philosophy. Do you have a strong mind, strong body, strong spirit connection? Are you willing to eat healthy and work out? And are you willing to continue your education and learn daily, become more open-minded, experience more different cultures and different people? Are you willing to see a stranger and help a stranger? Are you willing to just break down your paradigms and reflect in your life and ask yourself, how can I be a better person? How can I serve this community more? How can my gifts change the world to be a better place? And we have so many role models, and you don't have to be someone who speaks to tons of people and influences tons of people's lives. You can just be just as important and impactful speaking and living a great life to a small amount of people's lives, because as you each one teach one. You don't have to be this grand idea of a hero. That's intimidating, when all of us can just impact the world around us in such a positive way and just become more involved. And by sharing and giving more of yourself to other people, you will find that you will live such a more rewarding life. It has taken me many years to work on myself, and I'm working and dedicated to growing and learning, and you have to forgive yourself for your mistakes of your past and understand that what you did is done and it's over, and that is not who you are today. And where you are going in life isn't so far away that you can't find it. It actually starts now, and you are much closer to your future, of that future self of who you want to be, if you're willing to just start. And it doesn't come quickly, and it's not going to be there tomorrow, but you can make small changes. You can change your habits. You can change your diet. You can change the way you interact with the people around you. You can change your work environment. You can change where you live. We can change so much about us. And it starts with your personal philosophy. So I encourage you guys, you have something special inside of you. You have a reason for being on this earth. You're doing a great job, and you're already filled with so many wonderful gifts and people around you that are here to support you, that you need to stop, slow down, tap into that goodness, find that gratitude, live with an open heart, be willing to share more with other people, and don't worry about the fear and the scarcity mentality. That doesn't have to be for you. Live with love and abundance. Be willing to give more. Fear and scarcity, you collect, you clam up, oh, I better get this, and I better have this, and I'll better hold on to this, and who's taking that from me, and who's moving into my neighborhood, and who's going to take my jobs, and everyone's stealing from me, and you start living small and small, like you're hiding, and that's just not going to make you the best version of yourself, because you become so defensive and angry, and you're emotional, you're not working with an intelligence, you're just reacting to the world. But if you find that peace and understand that there is enough for you in this world, and there's enough for everyone in this world if we're willing to just give to each other. And if you start living with that gratitude, living with that self-love and self-acceptance and self-understanding, to know that you are here and you are important and you are supported by so many people, and that you have a gift and you have to share it. And if you live with that mentality, you'll be surprised just how much, if you're willing to just help other people, things will come into your world that are good. and things will open up for you, and you can become an amazing version of yourself and something that you can truly, truly be proud of and that will excite you. And each day is a blessing. Personal development is not about living with blinders and living with this like super positive attitude all the time and that nothing bad in the world can happen. It's like, no, there's an acknowledgement. There is a lot of hurt and pain and struggle and harm in this world. So much. And there's so much damage being done to the earth. And there's so much damage being done to each other and to other species on this planet. And it's very intense to sit there, but we don't have to wallow in the pain. And we cannot be consumed in all the destruction and the hate and the anger of the world. Because, like I said, this earth is in balance. And that is that yin and yang feeling of the earth. And that is what's holding this up. And that's why we're sustainable. And that's the blessing of where we are. And as much pain and hurt as there is a balance of good. And it's time for us to take more time and recognizing the good in the world and finding ways to put more value in acceptance and sight and belief and vision in the good side of the scale. Block out the social media that is just constantly nagging and bringing you down. It doesn't mean you ever block it out forever, but it limit your exposure to bombastic news media outlets, the Instagram, Facebook, social media outlets that are just out there to like pound at you. It's just like this boom, boom, bam, bam. Like, come on, you're not good enough. You're not doing this enough. You aren't thinking about this enough, and you don't have this in your life. Just stop the noise. You know, we don't need that anymore. You have so many people in your world that just want to see how great you are, and so many people in this world that are ready and excited to see the best version of yourself if you're willing to work it and go for it. And it's an amazing journey. I can tell you myself, I don't have all the answers. I may not have this flashy lifestyle that a lot of these like influencers have that people aspire towards, but I'm telling you, my life is full of love and excitement and happiness, and I love my place in my neighborhood, in my community, and the city I live in, and just my family is strong, and I just have so much to be grateful for, and I know that you do too. And it just comes with that daily mindset and that growth-minded mindset. So keep working at it. I really appreciate you for tuning into this channel. Thank you for your support. Please like and subscribe, and let's keep going. Embrace your uniqueness. You are here to share your greatness. Keep at it. Go you.